in the deepest, darkest part of the ocean, where even evil hides in fear and prey. The waters wash away my existence, you could never drown my spirit. Wrap my neck in the strongest rope your hands could find, pulling and suffocating until tears race down my face and wait for my fiery soul to separate from my body. You could never control my voice. Strip me of everything every human being deserves: love, respect, understanding. Leave me standing naked with nothing but laughter seeping into my ears. You could never take away my dignity. I am here. We are here to stay. How we doing tonight, y'all? All right. I like that. I don't even got to ask y'all to clap again. I like that. My name is Porsche Veu, a.k.a. The Poetic Activist. You can follow me on Instagram at The Poetic Activist. I'm very happy to be here. When I was asked to share a poem tonight, I was trying to think of what I wanted the foundation of this poem to be, and a word that I just could not get away from is actually a word that's a part of the title of this organization that we are celebrating, and that is advocate, right? And so real quick, I need a quick show of hands. How many people in this room would call themselves an advocate? Raise those hands high. All right. I'm hoping to see everybody in this room raise their hands, really. All right. And so now I ask that because at some point during this poem, I'm going to ask y'all to participate by standing to your feet. Can you do that for me? All right, I need y'all to look out for that cue. Y'all gonna get it. It's pretty clear. But before I jump to this poem, I just want to say, so I grew up in church, and when we sat in church and listened to the pastor, we weren't quiet. When we heard something that we liked, that spoke to us, that resonated with us, we would say amen. We would snap our fingers, clap our hands, stand up, and do a little dance. So if there's something I say in here that resonates with you, that speaks to you, I need y'all to talk back, because this is not a lecture, right? This is a celebration, right? We're celebrating in here. All right. If you close your eyes, you may be able to hear them. The sweet voices of those whose tears were invisible when their hearts used to beat, crying, "Thank you." They may not have gotten the gift of being seen, but the generations of fruit that were born from their pain have. To be an advocate is to be warrior, relentless, a brave fighter for causes that should be freely given, a position of constant selflessness that requires less of you and more of them, the forgotten ones, the ignored, the ones who've tried so hard to get a selfish world to see them, but to no avail. To be an advocate is to be sun, constant and unapologetic, a ball of fire people count on to show up every day, a feeling of wanting to step into a race and not knowing whether or not you're even going to win. To be an advocate is to be water, a lifeline for those who are thirsty for peace of mind, body, and soul. It flows into the driest of cracks and crevices created by the creature that is evil and hate. It takes the form of whatever a desperate soul needs, ready to heed the words spoken by communities that continue to bleed, continue to grieve for centuries of wounds that have yet to be tended to. See, the air is filled with hands outstretched in hope, in hopes of the moment where broken meets joy, in hopes of the moment where they can see the sky open up and feel like it's okay to be alive. To be an advocate is to rise, to stand, to be what a world needs when there is too much bleeding from wounds that still get no attention, when every single person in this world wants to feel the love and the attention and the excitement of wanting to look up into the sun and say, I matter, I can be, I can live, I can see a future for myself where I can walk into a doctor's office and afford the visit, or I can work at a job that pays well and allows family time, or I can access an affordable education. To be an advocate is to be lion and lamb, loud enough to make room for the voiceless, but meek enough to actually let let them speak. To be an advocate is to step in the ring when another fighter gets tired, when their feet can't stand anymore. To be an advocate is to be unsure of how many scars will kiss bodies during the battle, but certain it must be fought. To be an advocate is to be bold, sold on the idea that fighting for justice comes at a cost you must pay. To be an advocate is to slay the dragon without the expectation of ever being seen as the hero. If you close your eyes, you may be able to hear them. The sweet voices of those whose hearts are still beating because yours beat for them. Because 4 change makers saw no door of opportunity for the underrepresented, so they decided to build one. A door whose access did not rely on riches, status, skin color, or gender. A door that made rights real for real people, freeing them from the evil of inhumane dismissal. I dare every single advocate in this room to stand to your feet right now and smile as you stand and rejoice for the 50 years of warrior, the 50 years of sun, the 50 years of water, of choosing to run in the opposite direction when everyone else went right, suiting up in full armor for the fight for civil rights. Rejoice for the blood, sweat, and tears that came from standing for lives that were on the line. Rejoice as you remember the times when you felt like giving up, but the blood in you would not allow you to throw the towel in, when you spent hours past your time to clock out because the cries of a community rang so loud. Rejoice as you see the work done by a team that chose to stand for those who have been left behind. If you close your eyes, you may be able to see them. The next 50 years of warrior, the next 50 years of sun, the next 50 years of water, of mountains and victories, valleys and overcoming, knowing that everything from 1971 to 2022 has proven to be great, but it's only the beginning.